Let go of that woman. A thin figure suddenly burst out from the darkness in the rainy night. Kid, are you looking for trouble? The knife wielding robber turned around, his eyes vicious. But 14-year-old Ethan didn't back down. His voice was trembling, but his tone was firm. I said, let her go. A little brat dares to play hero. The robber sneered. Get lost, or I'll deal with you too. Julia, pinned against the wall, had fear in her eyes. Child, run. He has a knife. No. Ethan gritted his teeth. I want to leave you. Bang, Ethan lunged at the knife, wielding robber. The robber didn't expect this kid to actually fight back. He staggered backward from the impact, and the knife clattered to the ground. You little punk! The robber grabbed Ethan by the collar and slammed him hard against the car. Who do you think you are, Superman? Ethan's head hit the car door. His vision went black, but he kept struggling desperately. Let me go. Help, someone is robbing me. Julia finally found a chance to scream for help. The robber, seeing things going bad, cursed and ran away. You got lucky this time. Ethan collapsed on the wet ground, blood trickling from his lip, his whole body shaking. Julia quickly knelt down. Child, are you okay, my God? Why did you do that? Ethan looked up, tears in his eyes. Because I know what it feels like when no one helps Ruer. A deafening engine sound came from the distance. What is that sound? Ethan asked in terror. Julia gently held his hand. Don't be afraid. It is my husband coming. A convoy of motorcycles roared in, led by a tall, imposing man with a graying beard and eagle, like eyes Julia. Reed jumped off his motorcycle and rushed over to check on his wife. Are you hurt? I am fine. But this child, Julia pointed to Ethan. He saved me. Reed turned to Ethan, those sharp eyes making Ethan afraid to look directly at him. What is your name? Reed's voice was deep. Ethan, do you know what you just did? Ethan lowered his head. I just didn't want to see bad people hurt others. Reed crouched down to meet Ethan's eyes. Do you have a home? Ethan's body stiffened. He is a runaway child, Julia said softly. Look at him. He hasn't had a proper meal in a long time. Reed carefully examined the bruises and torn clothes on Ethan, a flash of anger in his eyes. Kid, Reed extended his rough hand. Come with us. Ethan backed away in fear. Are you going to send me back? Back where? Back to my stepfather. Ethan's voice grew smaller and smaller. Reed and Julia exchanged a glance. No, Reed's tone became gentle. We were taking you home, a real home. But I don't too have a home. You do now. Reed stood up and shouted to the other riders, brothers, this little hero saved my wife. From today on, he is family. Yeah, all the riders responded in unison, their voices thundering. Ethan looked at everything in disbelief. You really want to help me? Julia gently stroked his head. Child, kind people deserve to be treated with kindness. But this was just the beginning. The next morning, when Ethan heard the massive roar outside, he couldn't believe his eyes. 5,000 Harley motorcycles filled the entire street. What is happening? Ethan asked in shock. Reed smiled and said, word got out. Everyone wants to meet the brave little hero today. We're retaking you home to end your suffering forever. Reed placed a heavy leather jacket on Ethan's shoulders. From today on, you are our brother, Rue. 5,000 motorcycle engines started simultaneously. The entire city was shaking. When they arrived at Ethan's house, his stepfather came out and saw the street filled with motorcycles and leather-clad bikers. His face turned pale instantly. What do you want? The stepfather stammered. Reed stepped forward, his voice ice cold. We're here to make sure this child never gets hurt again. I didn't. Shut up. Reed's eyes were like knives. We know what you did from today on. If there's one more bruise on this kid, LA'll come back for you. Understand? The stepfather nodded frantically in fear. At that moment, Child Protective Services and police officers arrived. Julia had arranged everything. Ethan, the social worker, said gently, LL place you with a safe foster family who will take good care of you. The police officer nodded to Reed. Mr. Reed, your club does have an excellent record in community service. LL make sure this child gets the best placement possible. Ethan turned back to look at Reed and Julia, his eyes full of reluctance. Will I see you again? Reed crouched down and patted his shoulder. Kid, family is forever. When you grow up, if you want, our doors will always be open for you. Julia said with tears, I'll never be alone again. 10 years later, A tall, handsome young man rode a Harley motorcycle and stopped in front of the clubhouse. Uncle Reed, Aunt Julia. Ethan took off his helmet, his face beaming with a bright smile. Reed came out and saw the young man before him, his eyes full of pride. My God, look at you now. I am back, Ethan said. I want to join you, become a real rider. Reed hugged him tightly. Welcome home, brother. Julia wiped her tears. That brave little boy has become a true hero. Now Ethan was not only a club member, but also the head of their charity projects. Today we re-going to the Children's Hospital, Ethan told the new members. Remember that little kid who was saved 10 years ago. Now it is our turn to save more children. Their motorcycle convoy regularly visited hospitals and orphanages, bringing hope to children. Ethan established the Second Chance Foundation, specifically to help abused children. Every child deserves to be loved, Ethan said at the foundation. Launch ceremony, one act of kindness can change a life. Now let pass this kindness forward. Ethan put on his own leather jacket, with Ethan Hero written on the back. Ready? Reed asked. Ready? Ethan replied. This time, I'll never leave again. Roo, or the familiar engine sound again, but this time they were going to save more children who needed help.